What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about a Warner Bros. Listing on Amazon, what this means, and if this could be the new Batman game. Okay, I'm going to talk about basically explaining the situation, what was found using an article from PlayStation Universe. I definitely want to give them credit. I go on there all the time. Fantastic website. We're going to do all of that in this video. Really quickly, though, I do want to promote my second channel, especially as we get closer. You know, things are literally happening so quickly right now with gaming, with this industry. So there's going to be lots of news stories, a lot of these games getting announced, a lot of coverage. I'm going to cover it as much as I can here. There'll sometimes be more than 3 videos a day, so make sure you have those notifications on and are subscribed. But even beyond that, there'll be videos without notifications. Then I have a second channel that does basically the same thing as Podcast Now. So if you guys want to check that out, subscribe there. I do additional videos on that channel, so you guys aren't missing out on any news if you do come to me for this news. So if you guys want to check that out, I would greatly appreciate it. And now on to this story. So I'm just going to basically read what these guys are saying, and then I'm going to explain it in a little bit more detail, because they don't necessarily talk about everything there is to talk about, so I want to kind of fill in the blanks. So several unknown third-party games have just been given PS4 listings on Amazon from publishers like Ubisoft, Warner Bros., and Bethesda. The listings don't show what the game they are is for, but they do have a publisher attached, which allows us to take a guess. Some of the listings are also available on the website. Now, I clicked on the website. There's nothing. I think they took almost all of them down, so they're not available to be seen anymore. The listing for PS4 and the publishers attached are as follows. Bethesda has 2, Warner Bros. Has 1, Ubisoft has 2, 2K has 1. On top of those, there are also listings for a Capcom Switch game, as well as another Ubisoft and Warner Bros. Game for Switch. These games could be Nintendo exclusives or the PS4. And also, by the way, it's a PlayStation website, so they don't really mention Nintendo or Microsoft, but that's basically what they're saying. So these games could be Switch exclusives, or their PS4 listings / also Xbox haven't gone up yet. But what could these games be? Well, the Warner Bros. Game has to be Warner Bros. Montreal's long-leaked, rumored, prayed for, I love how they say that, prayed for Batman game that seems to get pushed from gaming showcase to gaming showcase. That's very true, isn't it? Ubisoft, now this is important because this kind of explains what listings are. Ubisoft listings are most likely games that we already know about, like Rainbow Six Quarantine or Gods and Monsters, although one of them could be the Far Cry game they likely have in development, which is pretty much confirmed at this point that would come out around March of 2021. Bethesda titles are likely Starfield, which has recently been rated in the USK, and either Arcane Studios' Deathloop or Ghostwire Tokyo. Remember, that game looks really good, from Tango Gameworks. Finally, 2K's game could be anything, as they have so many projects in the work right now. GTA 6, next Bioshock, a Game of the Year edition of Borderlands 3. We don't really know, and your guess is as good as ours. We should hopefully hear about these in the coming weeks, as June kicks off a summer filled with gaming events. So basically, listing your game can be for a game that has been announced and also has not been announced. Okay, now that's very important to know. However, and by saying that, okay, literally when I say that, I do mean like the company has acknowledged and said, okay, we are making this game, because again, Gods and Monsters and Rainbow Six Quarantine, they're known, they're out in the world, okay, but Far Cry isn't. Okay, now a lot of people have speculated, we kind of all know, right? It's one of Ubisoft's worst secrets. Like, we know they're making Far Cry 6, but they haven't publicly said that. So listing it on Amazon pretty much just means putting a game on there, or kind of like having a placeholder. You know how there's always sometimes placeholder dates? It's basically putting the game there and either hiding some stuff or just putting it all the way on there for a game that has not yet been put on there. Okay, that's maybe the best way of saying it. So basically, this Warner Bros. Game, and then obviously that's the thing we're gonna talk about in this video, right? I actually think the 2K game isn't any of those. I feel like it could also be Mafia 4, although if not, it could be the Borderlands. I think Borderlands Game of the Year would probably be my second guess, or maybe the tied with Mafia 4. That's what I think 2K's is. But again, these are all games that we've heard about, but they've never been put on there. Now, there's a couple things to note with this. Firstly, again, they're games that aren't already on Amazon. So if you go, okay, well, it doesn't have to be Batman. Well, all right, well, if it's not Batman, then what is it? Is it Lego Star Wars? Well, Lego Star Wars is already on Amazon, so it can't be that, okay? And what else does you could say Mortal Kombat 11's Aftermath DLC. That's already out in the wild, right? So you have all these things. Warner Bros. Has already covered all the bases. All of these things that we know that they're working on has already again, to kind of make things very easy on us, has already been listed, let's just use that word, on Amazon. Okay, so it's gotta be, for Warner Bros. Specifically, for this Warner Bros. One, it's gotta be a game that we have not yet heard about. Okay, so you could say it doesn't even have to be Batman. It could be Harry Potter. It could be a Rocksteady's game, right? It could be any of those. But obviously, Batman does seem very, very realistic. Now, I guess this is a more positive video. This is more of like, hey, we have a good sign to look at here. However, I will say, just to make sure that we keep hype at a reasonable level, this is slightly a negative because, again, the game can be listed there, but it doesn't have to be coming out for a while. In fact, even go based off of their examples, BioShock is a long time away. I don't know why they suggested GTA 6 because that's like 3+ years away. So there's no way it's GTA 6. But basically, what I'm saying is games that are listed don't have to come out very soon. Okay, it's not like they're, you could say yes, they're getting ready, like they're getting ahead of things, so that when they do announce their game, the pages can go live, right? Everything can kind of come back online. You can pre-order all stuff like that. Even if there's maybe a placeholder date, you can still pre-order it. So in order to do that, you have to kind of behind the scenes in the coding, you have to have that game kind of already there, right? But it's hidden. So you need to have the game there. So that's basically what they're doing here, is getting the game ready to go live in the way that you can view it, you can see stuff about it, you can maybe, you don't have to, or, sometimes it doesn't happen, but you can pre-order it, all these different kinds of things, but you need to have the game already basically hidden behind the scenes on the website. Okay, so again, it doesn't mean the game is coming tomorrow. It does, and obviously that's a joke, but the sad thing, the kind of negative thing that, again, we all have to keep in our mind is, again, it doesn't mean it's a fall 2020 thing. Okay, it does not mean that. Again, even their suggestion of like Rainbow Six Quarantine, Gods and Monsters, especially Far Cry. Say it's Far Cry. Say Ubisoft's game is Far Cry. That's coming out in March. So you can list games that are quite a while off. In fact, even go back in history, I mean, there's loads of examples of games that end up on Amazon either before they're supposed to be, or they go up, live, let's say, like the day the game gets announced, and you can pre-order it, you can look at all that stuff, and the game could be maybe not years away, but the game could be like a year or so away. Okay, so it does not have to mean that the game comes out this fall. So that is slightly a negative, is even the examples they were using in this article, and these guys are really good. I honestly really, really like PlayStation Universe. There's a couple different PlayStation websites I go on that I think do a really, really nice job, but these guys know what they're talking about. And also, again, you just go back in history. I still think it's possible. I really do. I know that the general discussion on this game has been, or over the last little while has been, all right, and I've even said it, right? We have to, and I think it's true, we have to at least keep in the back of our heads that it's possible this game is pushed. And again, I've always been on the side that a game can be delayed even if the game has not been announced. There's just so much evidence to suggest that has happened in the past with multiple games. So I definitely think it can happen here. And I think a lot of people are on board with that. I think we're all, in fact, I'm seeing it more and more in the comments. I think we're all starting to get to a point where it's like, all right, as long as we get the game announcement, as long as the game gets announced this summer, obviously we want it sooner rather than later, but anytime this summer, then at least we will be okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we'll be content a little bit, and then they can take their time with when the game comes out. So this is good news. This is good because really, again, the base point of this is, what other Warner Bros. Game could it be? It's not Star Wars. It's not Mortal Kombat. What else is there? And again, Cyberpunk, like, that doesn't count. That's already there. And again, CD Projekt Red is pretty much handling it. So really, Warner Bros. Doesn't have anything else as of right now. Now, again, we know Monolith. Could they be working on the third, a Middle Earth game, right? They could. They absolutely could. In fact, that game, I think, will be shown eventually, hopefully relatively soon. The funny thing is, could it be like an oddball thing where a game has, for some godforsaken reason, jumped over this Batman game? I don't think so. I think it's a possibility that, again, we all have to at least consider, or at least make sure that we're aware could happen. But at the same time, I really, really don't think so. Like I've said, and I think, and multiple people, by the way, have said this. The next big game from Warner Bros. That's their own, that's from one of their own studios, is Batman. Okay, we've heard that time and time. I think James Sigfield said that. Numerous people on the internet has said that. And again, I mean, you have to take those things with a grain of salt, and they could all be wrong, and they have been wrong numerous times in the past. But but we're all kind of spotty on our track record. Warner Bros. Montreal makes it very, very difficult to basically get anything right. So this is exciting. This is definitely a step in the right direction. This does get me, I will be honest, it does get me back in the mindset that, hey, anything's possible. So, like, is it possible that it comes out this year? Yes, I would have said that yesterday, same thing as today, right? But I feel like maybe it's a little bit more now. If we get it in June, it's definitely a possibility. If we don't get it in June, by that I mean the announcement, then we really do have to start looking at the game not coming out this year. But it's going to be a really, really exciting few weeks ahead of us. In fact, it's already been exciting. May, June, I think, is going to be incredible. July, August. I mean, we're really on a fast track here, really all the way to next gen. So I get also that the PS5 reveal event is on Thursday. I'm sure people will ask me this question. That's kind of why I'm getting this video up first. I'm sure I'll talk about Batman maybe a couple days before that PlayStation event. So I will have a video discussing that. We will go over if I think that's a possibility. Look for that video either like Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll probably do something on that, but that will be the next Batman video. Okay, so again, guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you believe this? Do you think that this game could be Batman? Do you think that this could give it a better shot at releasing this year? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as I said, make sure you're subscribed to this YouTube channel, my second YouTube channel. Have the bell icons turned on, because again, I mean, we've been making a lot of videos. And not all of them send notifications, but make sure you are notified so you get them when YouTube actually does decide to send them out. And then just keep on checking that page, because I'm going to be making a ton of videos over the next couple weeks. It's going to be a very, very exciting time. And if Batman is announced, oh boy, buckle up, guys. This is what we've really been waiting for this community, right? I've been waiting for a lot of other things as well, but as a community, as the Batman community, we've been waiting for this for an extraordinarily long time, right? So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly, truly appreciate your support. I hope to see you all on the next video.